All right, everyone, welcome to a replay cast here on November the 9th. So we have some games here that were played earlier in the day. And today we actually have a server migration going on. So I figured what better time than to give you guys some content than now when we cannot play Han. So we're gonna do some replay casts here, and I actually got quite a few lined up. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned and enjoy them. And this one is already underway. So we have Big Ego Crew on the Legion side going to be taking on Last Minute Tima on our Hellborn side, which we actually got to watch Last Minute Tima play. I believe it was yesterday. And those were some fun games. So looking forward to some good games here in the series now between Big Ego Crew. And we're going to get right into it. We got Moraxis and Moira going to be banned out here by our Legion side. Rally and Engineer going to be banned out by the Hellborn side. We have a first pick of Chipper. No surprise there, as Big Ego Crew loves their Chipper. They're going to take it on their first pick. And we're going to see a first pick of the Vindicator coming out for last minute Tima. So I'm actually going to go ahead here and just speed this up just a little bit so that I don't have to sit here and ramble on about nonsense so we can get right to the game. We'll see what the two sides do decide to go ahead and pick up. So it looks like we're going to have a second pick of Behemoth coming out for our Legion side. So they have the Chipper and the Behemoth so far. Uh, Not too sure how they're going to run these two heroes. We generally see secondary support Chipper from Big Ego Crew, but they do occasionally run it in that position 5 played by Mechs. So we could still see a position 4 Behemoth or a position 3 Behemoth. We will have to wait and see. A couple more picks, I think it's safe to say, to see how the lineup does shape up. But they are going to go with a Bubbles, the second pick here for last minute Tima. Bubbles is a pretty solid pick against the early roam potential from the Chipper and the Behemoth. We're going to see a Deadwood pick coming out in the third slot there. And I think it's safe to say that Big Ego Crew likes to run that in a core position. So we will probably see the position 3 Deadwood, and that will mean the position 4 Behemoth. So they have their position 5, 4, and 3 shaping up already in their first 3 picks. We're going to see a Kronos pick come out for our Hellborn side. So they are going to show one of their big core heroes very early on and hopefully look to get rid of any counter picks that they don't want to play that Kronos going up against. We're going to see the Lodestone, the Magnus, and the Kraken all banned out here by Big Ego Crew in the second stage of ban. So they are taking out the Strength Initiators, the heroes that synergize well with a Chronosphere and a Bubbles Kelp Field. Safe to say that they would like a tanky Initiator to follow up the Bubbles. Excuse me. So those bans make quite a bit of sense. We have the Oogie, the Malakin, and the Hammerstorm. So some carries that they don't want to have to deal with in the early game, as well as heroes that are just good in general against the Chronos. Heroes like that Oogie, just very hard to kill. The Malakin, very, very tanky, able to combat and lifesteal up if they're not brought down to 0 quickly. They're going to go with a Lord Sulfuras pick on the 4th pick. So very key to note here, the Undying will stop the healing of the rewinds from Kronos. So Kronos, he will not be able to rewind any damage that he takes while he has the Undying on him. They're going to pick Zephyr on the 4th slot. So interesting they pick up a Zephyr. And one could argue that is also not quite good against the Lord Sulfuras, but now they have to choose which one they want to use that Undying on. And he can only do it on one, so he cannot Undying both the Zephyr and the Kronos, unless, of course, he picks up a Resto Stone, but that would be very, very far into the game. So we're going to see a fifth pick of the Moon Queen. So they will be running a hard carry Moon Queen to go up against the Kronos and the Zephyr. Going to be followed behind in the secondary core position of the Lord Sulfuras. And then we're going to see a final pick, Jeraziah, to finish off our Hellborn lineup. So Jeraziah, it's not a hero we see a whole lot of. And to be honest, based on the draft so far, I think we're going to see a secondary support Jeraziah because we just have too many cores picked up. We have the Kronos, the Bubbles, the Zephyr. I think all these heroes just need too much farm to give a core position over to the Jeraziah. So we will most likely see the Jeraziah and the Vindicator both played as supports this game. Looks like I need to replay underscore auto skip pause 1. That should do it. Looks like re-downloading the client got rid of my command. And actually there's a way to save that. I'm forgetting at the moment, but hopefully we don't have to deal with too many pauses. That is one of the benefits of doing the replay cast here, is that we get to just skip over those naughty pauses that these teams like to spend some time and just sit around. But anyway, we're going to have the Vindicator and the Kronos up here in the short lane for our Hellborn side. But Big Ego Crew, they are interested in sending their Moon Queen to the top lane with Behemoth and the Chipper in an aggressive tri lane, excuse me. We're going to have Lord Sulfuras in the mid lane going up against Bubbles. Pretty interesting matchup there. Then we got the Jeraziah with the Zephyr in the long lane, going to be going up against the solo Deadwood. So quite an interesting lane setup. We're having the 3 versus 2 here in the top lane and the 2 versus 1 here in the bottom lane. Going to be interested to see which side will make any adjustments to try to gain themselves an advantage. But Bubbles versus Lord Sulfuras is a pretty interesting matchup. I think Bubbles definitely has the advantage of rune control, but Lord Sulfuras is pretty tanky. I don't think Bubbles can necessarily bully him out of the lane or anything like that, so Lord Sulfuras should get some pretty good farm here in the mid lane, to say the least. But the interesting lane here will be the Kronos and the Moon Queen matchups. Will the Jeraziah end up rotating to the top lane? Will it be a try versus try? Will the Legion side rotate away from the tri lane? What will happen? We'll have to see. So, Zephyr, this is actually a little confusing to me. What did Zephyr do? He didn't end up starting bottom. Looks like he wanted to start off in the jungle perhaps, but now he's porting into the bot lane, so he doesn't really miss anything. We're going to have the lane being pulled here by the Legion side. They do a nice job of actually gaining themselves the lane control. And Behemoth, he's going to block this stack coming out from the Vindicator. Just going to be as annoying as possible. Not really fearful of dying as he has the boots picked up. They're going to try to set up a kill here on the Vindicator. Here comes a Fissure into a rocket. They are auto-attacking. Here comes the Moonbeam from Moon Queen. Is this going to be the Bloodlust kill? The Golden Apple! No, it will not be enough. And the Bloodlust kill will go in favor of the Moon Queen. So what better hero to get your Bloodlust kill on than your Moon Queen? She will now be nearing the 500 gold per minute mark here, the 1.5 minute mark of the game. So she is off to a great start to game number 1 here. The other lanes, very early on, we see 8-0 against 7-0. Pretty even there. Then in the bot lane, we have a 8-2 Deadwood against an 8-0 Zephyr. Pretty even. A little bit in favor of the Deadwood with the denies. But yeah, the tri lane so far, it looks like we have Jeraziah rotating up here. So it does end up becoming a tri versus tri lane. Kronos, Jeraziah, and Vindicator, that is not your everyday tri lane, to say the least. And I think the Moon Queen Behemoth Chipper tri lane is a little bit more of a normal tri lane. We have the invisibility rune taken by Behemoth there. He's going to just show himself on the pull camp here. Going to try to snag some last hits. He's almost level 2, where he will probably skill that heavyweight for some extra damage and add some extra stun duration to his spells in melee range. We have a 12 and 2 Moon Queen against a 10 and 1 Kronos. So Kronos not doing that poorly considering starting off initially 2 versus 3. Might miss one of these. Actually, I think Jeraziah got that one. So Vindicator, he's going to be in some trouble here. The Smackdowns come out, and that will be another kill for the Moon Queen. He gets caught a little bit too far by that fissure stun, and he ends up going down. So the second kill of the game, both to Moon Queen and both on the Vindicator. Zephyr, he's 13 and 0, but Deadwood, he is just doing fantastic. 19 and 5 in the bottom lane, forcing Zephyr to start off with some armor. He picks up a ring mail, very interesting choice there. See, he might look to go into an early plated Greaves perhaps, or I'm actually not sure if does Lex Talionis build into that one as well. It does. I don't know if he'll buy a Lex Talionis on a Zephyr. It does seem kind of strange, but plated Greaves perhaps could be a choice. Fissure Stun will come out here. It actually walls off the Vindicator quite nicely, but there's a big creep wave here, and Moon Queen and Shipper are not quite able to get what they want done there for a kill. So despite a nice fissure block, they will just continue to clean up the creep wave, which makes a whole lot of sense there. Mid lane now, as the 4-minute rune will spawn in favor of Lord Sulfuras. It will be also camped by the Behemoth, so Behemoth spotting both these first 2 rune spawns. Chipper in the top lane, while Behemoth is gone, they capitalize, and the tri-lane gets a kill from the Hellborn side, so they are now on the board. But Moon Queen and Behemoth are looking for some revenge for their fallen Chipper. A Fissure Stun will come out. Here comes the leap from Kronos onto Moon Queen. Here comes the heal from Jeraziah, and the bash from Kronos. Will it be enough to bring down the Moon Queen? He's trying to heal all he can with that golden apple, with the power supply. He will stay alive. So some nice plays coming out from Moon Queen to survive a potential death there. And they only end up losing the Chipper in the end, so not too bad. But we have a 30 and 2 Lord Sulfuras against 21 and 3 Bubbles. So Lord Sulfuras is commanding this mid lane, and that illusion rune will just continue to help him, as it looks like he might have stacked some jungle camps. I like to see that. We see the Vindicator. Looks like he denies himself to the neutrals to get to base faster. He buys some TPs out. So that was just a regen and get to lane back faster death. Zephyr, he will pick up the plated Greaves. He will try to steal some jungle here. Here comes Behemoth in the fissure. Rotten Grass, will it connect? The Wii from Zephyr, the Typhoon. He's trying to do everything he can to not get Willowmakered. He will get Willowmakered though, and he will go down. Behemoth does get credit for that kill, so an excellent rotation from the Behemoth. Getting a kill there on the Zephyr as Deadwood hits the level 6. So they recognize shutting down the Zephyr. Very nice play there coming out from Big Ego Crew. And the top 3 farmers of the game all belong to our Legion side here, as we have 335 gold per minute and above on the Moon Queen. And the highest farmer on the side of Hellborn is the Kronos at 300 gold per minute. Thank you, BKB and Chill, for the host. By the way, appreciate that very much. The 54 viewer host. Very, very nice. Welcome everybody. We're doing a replay cast here, as the title says. This is games from earlier today between Big Ego Crew and Last Minute Tima. We're gonna have a Fissure Stun come out here, but it's gonna be the damage will be healed up from Jeraziah's Inner Light, and Kronos will be just fine. So I missed who got the 6-minute rune. Looks like Bubbles got it, so he's got a regen rune. He gets his first rune of the game. Kudos to him, but he is still trailing in the last hits, 36 to 42. So he is in high hopes of recovering a little bit. Lord Sulfuras has the Undying ready to go, feeling very confident with that Iron Shield and the power supply. Zephyr, we'll have to see what he builds into, but I'm expecting either a Helm of the Black Legion or a Shaman's Headdress here. There is quite a lot of magical damage on the side of Legion, but he may want to bulk up a little bit first. Or we will see Lord Sulfuras taking out the stacks that he made for himself with the Illusion Rune. And it continues to just be mostly Big Ego Crew here on the GBM charts. Moon Queen, she has now decided to rotate into the bottom lane as we have approached the 7.5-minute mark. They have decided they cannot be in the top lane any longer. The Fissure Stun and the Grasp will connect here. Moon Queen will assist for the kill, and Deadwood will get kill credit as Moon Queen now takes over the farm here in the bottom lane. Mid lane, we actually have, oh my god, I missed that completely. We have both the Bubbles and the Lord South Forest exchanging lives, and well guys, this is what we do when we have a replay. We get to see what we missed, because I miss stuff all the freaking time. The Lord South Forest is baiting this. The regen rune, he gets Kelfield. Here comes the turn with the life tap, the Undying, and the Morris Certissima, and they both end up dying on the same frame. Fancy that. So we see a 1700 gold and 1400 experience lead at the 8-minute mark. Not the biggest lead, but it is noticeable as we have the 300 plus GPM on 3 heroes. Jarazaya has now made his way to the bottom lane with Zephyr down here, so they might be trying to set up a return kill. They do have the Typhoon, and Chipper would be quite the easy target without boots. We'll see if they decide to go for any kills. Meanwhile, mid lane, Lord and Bubbles continue to go at it with trading of the spells for harassment. This is the real Deadwood. He is now up in the top lane. Here comes the Typhoon in the bot lane on the Moon Queen. The Inner Light will heal him, and the Fissure Stun will stop some pressure, but the Charm comes out a little bit late, I would say. But yeah, not enough damage for a kill on the Moon Queen, unfortunately. Behemoth, he's got another Fissure Stun ready to go. Do they have the damage to bring down this Zephyr, though, is the question. This is a level 5 Moon Queen. Chipper is coming in. They're trying to make a bait here. The Inner Light came out already from Jarazaya. He does have a Charm ready to go. He's going to apply the Charm, and everyone will be just fine and dandy. Moon Queen now has the Lunar Eclipse, the Moon Finale, sorry. She picks up the Health Potion. She will regen to full life. Deadwood picking up the Lex Talionis on top of the Ghost Marchers. Here comes a Fissure Stun into the Rockets and the Moonbeam, and that will be a kill onto Zephyr. Just gets sniped from downtown. So Bubbles, he will find himself an Invisibility Rune. Unlucky for Lord South Forest, he pre-runes top and gets the Merrick's Rune. Not what he was hoping for. But he does pick up the Mystic Vestments, and he is farming quite well. The level 9 here, he's going to look to do some more stacks as he syncs up to Chipper. Chipper's like, oh baby, some XP, I like it. Deadwood level 9 now with the Lex and the Ghost Marchers. He's very threatening to this Chronos, and he has no Chrono Field ready to go. I actually missed when he used that. Didn't see what he must have used a defensive Chrono Field. Bubbles is up here with the Invis. Here comes the Kelfield, Song of the Sea to follow. Will they have the damage here? The ports are coming in from Big Ego Crew. Deadwood, he's thinking about what to do. Here comes the book from Vindicator. He can't get what he's looking for. He's going to line up the Rotten Grasp. It will connect only onto Vindicator. They will get the 1 kill. He still has the Willowmaker ready to go. Clear Cutting gets activated. Will he get in range for a Falcon Punch? To take cover, will get Bubbles to distance with the Shell Surf. And they will port 3 players up here and only get the kill on the Vindicator. So, safe to say that's not what they were hoping for, but they do end up saving their Deadwood in the end, so no harm done. But this does open up some space now to both the mid and the bottom lanes. Kronos will actually get the leap off in time before the Undying could come out. He got fogged here on the uphill. Very unfortunate, but a nice book coming out from Vindicator to silence up the Lord South Forest, saving his Kronos in the end. And meanwhile, the bot tower will go down. Here comes a solo Chrono Field. Kronos with that double damage and putting in so much pressure onto Lord Salforus, but Lord Salforus turns it around. Shockwave in the background, trying to save Behemoth his own life. Lord Salforus will also take out the Vindicator, hits a double tap, and Behemoth will end up falling to Jereziah and Bubbles, so it ends up being a 2-for-1 in favor of Big Ego Crew as they lose their support Behemoth for 2 kills. I think he might have an idea that that's warded now. Just saying. So while we have a break in the action, I just want to make a note to you guys tuning in. I finally did it. I made a YouTube channel, and I was hard at work last night uploading many videos over there. So far we have lots and lots of scrimcasts from the most recent 2 months, and over time I will work my way to getting up to current day, and it will be nice and lovely. You guys can watch any games that you have missed live over on the YouTube channel. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and if you would head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Appreciate it very much. There's I made a command, so there's the YouTube link. I missed a kill, by the way, but Bubbles kills, or Lord kills Bubbles. That's what we missed. Back to the game. We have Moon Queen. She's 377 gold per minute. Hasn't really been too explosive this game, but she has her Whispering Helm now. She's getting close to the Firebrand, and she's going to pick up a Quick Blade here. And she's working on some damage here on the tier 1 tower bottom. Rotten Grasp in the top lane, but the protection is there from Jereziah with the charm. And it looks like they will get this tower in the end with no resistance at all. And they do a nice job of giving it to the creeps there. So we have Behemoth, maybe going to stack some Ancients here perhaps, or just going to make his way into the mid lane for some experience. Top lane, we have a Chrono Field coming out on the Deadwood. Will they have the damage to bring him down? The bash comes out from Chronos. There is the ultimate from Jereziah, the Soul's Blessing, and the ports were cancelled. They decided Deadwood could not be saved. So 4 players are up here for last minute Tima. And Lord Salforus, he picks up the Gnome's Wisdom. He will look to counter push the bottom lane as quickly as he can. Bubbles is going to try to stop that here with some counter push. And I don't know if Big Ego Crew is interested in defending this tower. They got some stacks that they're working on with the Moon Queen. And it looks like they're pretty content with Deadwood not being alive to defend this tower. So any key items coming up in the future? We got Astrolabe already picked up on the Zephyr. Looks like Chronos will be going for the Thunderclaw. Pretty standard build. Can't really say I disagree with that. Bubbles does pick up his Portal Key, and he's going to use it right away. He's going to get a solo pick off here on the Behemoth. I did catch the tail end of that, but it did involve a kill field and a full combo. And then not really a whole lot on the supports, at least for now. Just the power supplies and the Marchers. But on the side of Big Ego Crew, we have a Tablet as well picked up on the Lord. He takes out the tier 2 tower, and he is now up to 550 gold per minute. So he is very, very big right now, level 14 as well. Sitting on the Tablet of Command to follow up his Gnome's Wisdom, and sitting on 1800 gold as well. So he is in a fantastic spot. We have the Deadwood picking up his Portal Key. So despite being forced to swap lanes with the initial tri-lane, head over to the top lane, he has maintained 380 gold per minute with only 1 death, and he has the Portal Key picked up here at the 16-minute mark. So the items are coming together for Big Ego Crew. The next big one is the Portal Key on Behemoth, which they are doing their best to get him that Portal Key. He is 130 gold away, so this creep wave will possibly do it. He needs 20 more gold. Buy that Portal Key before you die, Mr. Behemoth. Beautiful. He gets that portal key. He can go and feed now. He's got the wig feed seal of approval to go and die. Uh, we're gonna see a counter ward come out here. But Moon Queen, she's just gonna keep doing her thing, keep trying to get the Geobane going. She needs another, what's it, 1400 gold or so, 1300 gold for the full Geometer's Bane. And Bubbles, ooh, nice portal key as he will avoid any harassment there. Silence! Oh, he's gonna throw out the kelp. Actually, he didn't have the silence up, so he's gonna line up a two-man kelp field. Bubbles will port to his surf, but there was no teleports onto that kelp field. Very, very sad for Mr. Bubbles here as he did his absolute best to stay alive and avoid death while locking them in place, but there was no interest from the remaining cast to come and help him. We're going to see an Ice Brand picked up on the Lord, so it looks like he will be either going the Frostal Skull or the Dawnbringer, which will both make him pretty tanky and tough to deal with. Soul's Blessing gets used here in the bottom lane. Deadwood says, Falcon! Aw, crap, didn't do anything. Punch. And he's a little sad right now. I know he's sad, because you don't just punch a guy and watch it do 200 damage. We're going to see a Typhoon come out here, and Behemoth will get caught, unfortunately, so he will go down. Moon Queen, she's doing some ancient stacks here. She picks up her Blessed Orb. She is 300 gold away from Geometer's Bane. I buy this item all the time. It's 800 gold, I knew that. She's going to finish up her Geometer's Bane here. Kronos has the full Thunderclaw now. Looks like he sent something over to him. Not sure if it's Hyper Crown or Firebrand. It's okay, it's a Quick Blade. So he's going toward the Firebrand, but he doesn't have it yet. But I'm a little surprised at the pace of the game, to be honest. I do suppose Big Ego Crew is feeling very comfortable having a Moon Queen. So despite having many of their core items picked up, they're not really feeling forced to try to make anything happen, but at the same time, they do now have the Geometer's Bane on the Moon Queen. I think they could look to take a team fight. Zephyr, he's pulling 2,300 gold. Looks like he's going to go for the early Staff of the Master, so we're not going to see a Helm or an Idol or Shamans or anything like that on the Zephyr. Just going to sit on the Mystic Vestments, and he's going to go in for the upgraded Staff. He might even look to upgrade either the Kronos or the Bubbles, to be quite honest. Would not be out of the question. Upgrading the Kronos would allow everyone to be able to move in the sphere. So more specifically, the melee hero is a little bit better for that. It gives him extra duration on the sphere and lowers the cooldown. So it would be, I think it would be quite good on the Kronos, but we'll see if Zephyr does look to staff anyone later in the game. I have Lord Salforus. That is the real Lord Salforus up in the top lane. And Big Ego Crew's looking to try to secure this tier 2 tower here with Lord leading the way. We see the Hellborn side very grouped up down here in the bottom lane, so Kronos, he will clean out the mid wave, and they will give up this tower here to Big Ego Crew. So very low kill game so far here in game number 1. 10-6 only at the 21-minute mark. I was actually expecting more action than this, but I say that, and we're going to have some TPs to defend this tier 2 tower here in the bottom lane. Whose creep is this? That's Legion's creep, okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put on my stream overlay, or my I'll have to fix that for next game. I have my really crappy graphics that you guys are probably not liking. I'll fix that for game number 2. We're gonna see Typhoon come out here in the bot lane. Deadwood, he will just end up falling very quickly. So much damage coming out from those tornadoes. Moon Queen, she's getting very close to her shrunken head. She needs, I believe, just enough gold for the recipe, so another 1,000 gold would be enough. Over here, they get the kill onto Kronos. That was a shockwave and an no undying actually. It's just a shockwave and some spells from Lord Sulfuras. He does pick up the Frostwolf Skull, by the way. Mid lane, they get the kill on the Vindicator. Okay, I'm missing kills left and right. Bubbles with the haster, and he's gonna try to toy with them a little bit, maybe buy some time for his teammates to respawn. But we do have Deadwood spawning now in 3 seconds. This tower is taking some heavy pressure. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Bubbles still has that haster activated. Yeah. Hiya. Gotta love the plushy skins. Bubbles will clean out the creeps here. But yeah, we're still not seeing really any full 5v5 fights, and I think that's just due to the nature of this being a Kronos versus Moon Queen matchup. Both these carries just really need a lot of time to kind of get to where they want to be. But Kronos, he's got the Firebrand now. We'll see if he's able to. Whoa. Okay, that was a misclick. That was a misclick, Mr. Bolore. Mr. Nede with the barbed armor. That was supposed to be a shrunken head. So what's Lord gonna buy? He's got another 2k gold saved up. I see Deadwood getting a solo kill there on the Vindicator. Kudos to this Ward of Sight. Unfortunately, doesn't guess correctly on where the ward is. So that will be one cooldown that they use. This tower will be 5-man pushed in here by BEC. And they might turn their attention toward the Kongor. 600 GPM, by the way, on Lord, and 565 on Moon Queen. Those are some really fat cores.
Kongor has been slain.
No, looks like Dutch wasn't here today, so they were using Nede. Nede or Blor, however you know him as, stepping in for them on the carry role. So he does upgrade the shamans after the Staff of the Master, so he's a bit tankier on the Zephyr. Spell shards on the bubbles. It looks like they kind of want to fight this Kongor, but they don't have any idea of the HP that it's at currently. So if they make a mistake here, this fight could definitely determine the game. Veiled Rot will be broken here. Chronosphere comes out. Pretty nice Chronosphere to start things off. They get the kill onto the Behemoth. Lord Sulfuras is inside the sphere. Will he end up going down now? He activates the Frostwolf Skull. Lord Sulfuras will go down to the bubbles. They get the kill onto Jereziah, but this is a good start. Moon Queen now, she is fighting strong as the sphere wears off. And Zephyr, will he go down to the Undying? Yes, he will. Bubbles, he's trying to make his escape, but Deadwood, he is not going to let this one go easily, or very easily. And the portal key is going to happen here as he portal keys into the trees, and Sephiroth will make a nice escape there. So it ends up being a 2-for-3 team fight in favor of Big Ego Crew, and they finish off the Kongor, giving the token of life to their Moon Queen. So despite a pretty good start to the fight with the Chrono Field, it ends up finishing off for Big Ego Crew in a decisive fashion. So we see 3,700 gold saved up on the Lord Sulfuras. A Tablet of Command gets picked up on the Chipper. Deadwood working towards a Shrunken Head. Moon Queen's sitting on 1,600 gold. So we did have Portal Key picked up on the Jerizai. Pretty interesting pickup there. Lawson to get in position for his Soul's Blessing. Also, didn't really notice the impact of it in that fight, but I'm pretty sure that that had a big part to start things off when the Kronos jumped in. But there is still so much magic damage on Legion that I think the damage was still being felt throughout the fight. I do think they could look to invest in a Sand Scepter for the charm on somebody. Deadwood is going to go in here. Willowmaker comes out. Zephyr will die. That's a shrunken head on the Deadwood, so there was no resistance whatsoever. Zephyr does not have a buyback, so this Rex is going to melt now with the Token of Life on Moon Queen in the front lines. Undying on the Bubbles. Bubbles, I think he will end up falling here. Chronofield comes out, though, in the background, and they will get the kill onto both the Behemoth and the Deadwood. Lord Self-Horse and Moon Queen are now here. Here comes the Moon Finale from Moon Queen with that shrunken head. The beams are coming in, but she was getting a little bit too close to the base as we had a buyback coming out from the Bubbles, and the Raxes will end up going down. So it was a two kills plus a buyback in exchange for 2 kills and a Rax. So Big Ego Crew just a little bit too strong at this point, sitting on a pretty sizable lead. And the Lord Self-Forest bought something, I missed it, what it was. It will actually be a Staff of the Master, so he's going to value that extra duration on the Undying, as well as giving himself some more stats, so he's not feeling like he needs something like a Shrunken Head this game, which I suppose could be understandable. The Moon Queen, she picks up her Snake Bracelet, and she's going to be working towards a Wing Bow. Second Tablet of Command on the team picked up on the Behemoth, so he's got a Portal Key and a tablet now for himself. Oh, is he gonna go for a kill here? Oh, we could have a bait coming out. Is he gonna jump this though? Oh, he's thinking about it. They had that Ward of Sight there from Vindicator spotting out Behemoth coming up here. Deadwood is gonna get a jump here on the Vindicator. Vindicator will go down. So much damage between the Lex and the Falcon Punch. Just annihilates the Vindicator. Nothing he can do, unfortunately. But we almost have a Hellflower picked up on the Bubbles. He's doing everything he can to try to split push and get his gold for that completed Hellflower. The Lord Self-Forest will buy the Masters, or the Legacy, whatever it's called. Master's Legacy, I was close. Okay, Master's Legacy. I think he's going to upgrade... I think he's going to upgrade Moon Queen, but man, do I dare say. It would be so cool to see Behemoth get upgraded, but he's going to upgrade Moon Queen, I'm pretty sure. And there's the full wing bow now on the Moon Queen, so we got some pretty big items coming together, and honestly, it's really not that scary on the side of Hellborn just yet. The Kronos only has a Geometer's Bane, so he's really not outputting the most damage just yet. It was a staff upgrade to Moon Queen, so we're gonna see the laser beams going pew, 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 like crazy. This is the real Moon Queen, by the way, so they are actually baiting Moon Queen and a Lord Self-Forest Illusion. That was so well played coming out from Big Ego Crew. Here comes the Moonbeams, the blast away from Behemoth. They're going to completely melt Zephyr and the Kronos, and I think that might do it. The Falcon Punch on the Vindicator. Man, I swear to God, Volka's got some beef with Soul or something, because he's just punching Soul left and right this game. I mean, there's just no mercy coming out from Volka in this game number 1 here. So the GGs are called, the concede vote goes out, and that will do it for game number 1, as Big Ego Crew will take the first game over Last Minute Tima in a pretty decisive game, I would say. Lord Self-Forest and the Moon Queen just proven to be a little bit too strong, and they got too many items, and the Token of Life netting them some Raxes. So we'll go on a short break here. I'll pull up game number two and we will resume very shortly. So stay tuned, everyone, for game number two.